live. It is, gosh, what's the date today? It is the 30th today, 30th of April. My name's Lee. This is the Coombe Valley Campers Q&A, and we are here to answer your questions on anything campervan related, really. But whether that be conversion, whether that be traveling, whether that be buying a campervan, buying advice, whatever it may be, I am here to answer your questions. I know it seems a bit daft that I'm wearing a Leigh t-shirt. That's not how you spell my name. This is just a branded Leigh t-shirt. So ignore that. Ignore that. So yes, how are we all? How are we all doing today on this bank holiday weekend? What have you been up to? Have you been working on your vans? Are you away traveling somewhere at the moment? Where are you watching this from? I would love to know who's here, where you are, and what you've been up to. We've got a couple of people in already. We've got John Sear. He says, "Evening, sir." Don Colson says, "Evening, mate." G has said, "Evening, Chief." Good evening, all of you. Thank you so much. There's been lots going on this weekend. Most of all, if you guys don't know, we have a pretty good relationship, pretty close relationship with the guys over at B Road Hunting Club. Hands up if you know who they are. Basically, when we started Campers and Coffee, we first held it down at a car venue. Think East Sussex equivalent to Caffeine and Machine. There is basically a venue where you can go with your cars, all cars accepted, all motorheads accepted. You can go down to a venue, have a coffee, have some food, and just look at the other cars that are on display. They have been on a bit of a hiatus for the last year, 18 months, whilst they've been moving and restoring a new venue, and it's their opening weekend this weekend. So if you're in the Kent area or surrounding areas, go and have a look on Instagram for B Road at the Stag. And yes, it's a very, very, in fact, if anybody is in the chats who know who they are, maybe leave a link down to them below. Yes, very, very good to see everybody this evening. We've got more people in. We've got James, he says, "Evening, Lee." John Sears says, "I've been insulating my van floor." Photos on Instagram. Thank you very much, John, and well done for doing your work on your van. Motivate says, "Hello." Adrian Johnson says, "Evening, Lee." Gia said, "Best breakfast sandwiches for miles too." Yes, Ross is here. He's got his hands up. He knows about B Road Hunting Club. My dog's just come back in for a walk. Ronnie, do you want to say hello to everybody? Where are you, bud? Ronnie? There he is. Ronnie's there. He's just come back from his evening walk with Dom. Good lad. He's well happy. Yes, so B Road Hunting Club, they are now located up in Kent. Opening weekend this weekend. R1H1 in the chat. That's Ross. He's been up there. How was it, Ross? How is their new venue? We were fortunate enough to go there a couple of weeks ago when we were coming back from Poland, actually. And they're a very short jaunt from the Channel Tunnel. So as we left the Channel Tunnel, we went up the road to go and see the guys at B Road Hunting Club. We had a quick taster of their new menu, and it was absolutely divine. And the venue is awesome. So if you fancy it, get down to B Road Hunting Club. Trying to think. They are open all weekend. It's that opening weekend. Yeah. Ems is in the chat as well. Good evening, Em. How are you? Taxi driver, Mad Mossy down in Bath. He's here as well. Good evening. So in terms of what we've been up to, it has been when did we see you last? Did we see you last weekend? No, I was decorating the new house last week. We're not in there yet. We've been doing some more decorating and prepping this week. We are moving in next weekend with, if all the stars align, we'll be there in next weekend. And yeah, so we weren't here this weekend. So in the last couple of weeks, we have been extremely, extremely busy at work. We've been finishing off the Airstream caravan that is going next week. We've had new projects in. We've had a Vivaro in. We've had another Type 25 in. What else have we had? Lots going on. And we've had to film 4 YouTube videos this week. 4 or 5? I think it's 4. The first of which we filmed on Monday, which is the exhaust video that went up today. Stick your hands up if you've watched the video today. Yeah, so we filmed that actually on Monday, And then Thursday we filmed 2 videos, 1 video, and then Friday we filmed 2 videos. So we've had lots of late ones filming the videos, and that's mainly because Ali, our camera guy, he's off to the States for a month. So we've had to get lots of content filmed. But in the meantime, I'm going to start on a new project, and I'll be filming it myself, and then I might be trying to edit it myself. So with all the very basic camera gear I've got and the camera, we are going to be filming a new project. I'm not going to tell you which one that is yet, but we have got a new project coming, and it's going to be a good one. Back to the comments then. My comments have changed on the chat. They're all up at all times now, which is great. Motivate says, what's the rule with standing on or walking across the roof of a T5, T6? Carefully, and maybe without shoes on, or if you have to stand on it, I would put maybe some sort of kneeling mat or standing mat, or if you've got roof bars, standing on the roof bars, because the roofs can dent quite easily. Why are you up on the roof anyway, my man? Or is it just a platform you want to be up there with? Ross, 1H1, he says, perfect location, great venue. They've done very well with great food. Yes, they have. It is an awesome place. John Sear says, from your latest video, it looks like it has been exhausting. Yes, it has been exhausting. Yeah, how good was that lovely little exhaust from Heritage Parts? It just went on super easy, exact part match to the original. Very, very happy. And it's already made the van quieter too. Dan Colson's in the chat. He says, this weekend I've mostly been drinking. I have also been getting some feeding wire in my cab so I can pull all the new wires through for all the new lights, 82 T25. Nice one, Dan. I've also got a beer on today. This week we are on a Polish vodka, which is pretty good, actually. So cheers. What is everybody else drinking today? Bearing in mind it's a bank holiday and most people don't have to go to work tomorrow. So cheers to you all out there. Em says she's going to watch the video after this Q&A. Well, thank you very much. G has mostly been sanding again today. Much body work required. Yes, G, if you follow his account. I don't know if you put your bus on your account, G, actually. G with his wonderful T2 bay window. He's been doing lots of body work on the drive, so well done. John Sear has got a decaf coffee. Ems has got a lemonade. G's got Whitstable Bay beer in the tankard. Very nice. Dan Carlson, 2018 Malbec. Nice. Adrian Johnson says he's just finished refurbishing his dashboard, both front door trims, repainted them all in black. Nice work, my man. Motivate's come back in and says, regarding the roof, just curious when cleaning if it's okay to get up there. I'd use steps and or like a step ladder. Try not to stand on the roof, really, because you can dent it. And once you dented it, there's no real coming back from that, to be honest. Mark Squires is in the chat. He says, evening, Leigh. Michael Corcoran, I think that's right. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Are charge stations a game changer for vans? I would assume, I know assumption is the mother of all fuck-ups, but I would assume you're talking about those EcoFlow type lithium-ion battery packs, the little charge stations. They kind of look like a generator, but with just a big lithium-ion battery in. Yes, they are a bit of a game changer for vans. I think they're just a game changer full stop. I mean, people have had battery packs in terms of like jumper packs for a long time. But in terms of having jumper packs that act like a generator, where you've got 240 volt, 12 volt, you can plug solar in, all sorts of stuff. Yes, they are a bit of a game changer because some people are actually choosing to run their entire camper vans off these charge stations, these battery packs, because they supply 240, because they supply 12 volt. You can charge them off a split charge from your van. You can charge them up via solar panels on your van, and you can actually then pick them up and use them elsewhere in your home, at work, whatever it might be. The utility of those is, I don't know, it's incredible. Really, really good. So yes, they are a bit of a game changer. Dan Colston says, oh man, I trimmed my dash in a charcoal suede. Nice. Do you know what, actually, on that note, a friend of mine, he has offered to do some flocking for me. That is flocking, Flocking. Who knows what flocking is? I believe it's used a lot in like the miniatures world, dioramas and railway sets and things like that. Who knows about it before I go into it, because I'll probably get the description wrong anyway. Dan Colson not fitted yet, but looks sweet. G, oh yes, G's got a big update or a big request. If anybody in the chat has a bay window right-hand roof rear corner, I'd be eternally grateful. Apparently they don't sell, make or repair these panels for the bay. No, on that one, G, I have seen whole rear cuts, so it might be worth looking for a rear roof cut, because that area of the bay is extremely prone to rusting. David Powell, who you know, the whole rear section of his roof, he has a lake bay also, the whole rear section of his roof had to be replaced as well, because they all seem to rot. And basically what it is, if I remember rightly, there's two reasons why they do it. If your van is parked for a long period of time with the front end up, obviously all the water sits in that bottom rail. If the drip holes or the drain tubes, no, the drip holes are blocked, then yeah, you've got no chance of that water getting away. The water sits in there, and then they can rot from the inside out, so that's a bit of a shame. Ross says issue makes an ass of you and me. Yeah. Taxi driver, that is Mossy. He says, I'm preparing my Mark 5 Transit for its MOT on Wednesday. Hope it passes. Well, best of luck with that, my man. Emsa says, flocking will be a bitch to dust. Yeah. Jesus, flocking is race car stuff. Ross says he wants it on the Golf Dash. Warren's in. Evening, Warren. He says, evening all. Sorry for the late entry. Dump run complete. Well done. Again, if you haven't seen any of Warren's stuff, Silver Fox Builds on Instagram, go and check out his van. It's doing extremely well, and he's coming up with some fantastic ideas. Yes, so friend of mine locally is flocking. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, is you put an adhesive on the surface you want to flock, and then I believe the particles that you want to lay onto that adhesive, are they positively charged or something like that? And then you shake them over. It's almost like shaving stubble, a pot of shaving stubble. That's kind of what it looks like. And then when you shake it over the adhesive area, all the strands stand upright, which gives you like a carpet effect, but it sticks to solid surfaces. And a friend of mine's just flocked the seat bases of his T5, and they look fantastic. So a really good option. Yeah, man. So it's all good. So who has any other questions for me this evening? All quickly, those who own T4s, T5s, T6s and or Mercedes Vitos, who saw the pictures of the Hatoo bags that we fitted on a video this week? They are remarkable. Now, we haven't finalised the prices for those, but they're like extra backpacks for your boot. They're brilliant. Hold lots of stuff. I showed one. They're fitted currently to the 2K T5, and a friend of mine who's a plumber and heating engineer, he came over, and I showed him these bags, and he thinks they might even be brilliant for his T5 that he uses for his plumbing job, to store tools and supplies and all sorts of stuff in. So yeah, absolutely brilliant. Isn't flocking an anti-glare item? Yes. Again, G, further up the chat, he said, yeah, it's race car stuff. Definitely. Cheers. So yeah, all good. All good. So yes, who's in? We've got 17 people allegedly watching right now. Whereabouts are you and what else you've been up to this week? So in terms of our videos, we have, like I said, we filmed 4 this week. We filmed the exhaust video that is already live. We filmed door rubbers. That was quite a big one, actually. We replaced all of the door rubbers on the T5. And that was, it turns out it's actually like a half-hour video, because you do get quite into it, which is really cool. But that was a really good job we did this week. I also did carpeting the doors of your van. So showing you the method, because those who watch this every week, you will see that we get questions almost every week about how do I do the carpeting of my sliding door? How do I do the carpeting of my tailgate, barn doors. We did it. We actually did that video this week, so that'll hopefully be a really good one for a lot of people. And then the last one we did this week was the Hatu bags, and we explained about all of those and how they're fitting and everything else. So yes, really, really good one. What have we got here? Right, yes, has anybody got any further questions for us or have any comments? And again, what have people been up to? Ross, if you're still in the chat, my man, what was on display down at B Road this weekend? I saw a very short video. I don't know if it was yours or somebody else's, but I saw a very short video of a very full car park and a pretty substantial amount of cars on the grass area as well. Paul J has come in with a question. He says, what product would you advise to go directly on the floor and under the ply? What van have you got, Paul? Generally, we look, if you've got a medium-sized van, like a Transit Custom, Transporter, Vivaro, that sort of thing, we would suggest laying the Dead Mat Duo product under the floor because it is a double layer product. It has a sound deadening layer on it and also the closed cell foam insulative layer. It's quite a heavy item, so it's perfect for the floor. As long as you fit it all in between the ribs of the van, it's the perfect thing to go under your ply and on the metal as well. G says the bags look awesome, excellent solution. Yeah, they're pretty good actually. Really quite chuffed with those. Mint sauce. Just finished carpeting the T5 and running electrics. Floor next, Andy and Sean. That is Sean, right? I had a quick question for you actually. Now, obviously, you're watching us on YouTube now. Most of you are probably subscribers of this channel. Do you watch any other campervan builders? Do you watch any other campervan channels? I only say that because we've got a couple of people recently who have been in touch and want to work with us on YouTube, which will be quite exciting. And it'll be interesting to see if any of the YouTubers you watch are the ones that have contacted us as well. We have also, and also, what other YouTube channels do you watch generally? You know, what sort of subjects do you watch? It's always interesting to know that as well. Stu MCP says, good evening. The sliding door on my T25 doesn't fit right. Has a gap at the bottom by the rear wheel arch. How do you adjust the door? Good question. Right, so the Type 25 door, both early and late, they have about 5 points of adjustment on them. You have the bottom roller, you have the top roller, the middle roller, and then you have front and rear door pins or locating pins. So the bottom roller, you can adjust 4.5, no, in and out. So you can close the gap at the front of the door. The middle roller, you can adjust up and down and in, up and down. So you can get, so call this the front of the van, this is the back of the van. So you can get your door sort of in and out. And the reason your bottom corner near the wheel arch may well be poking out is because of the top roller, funnily enough. So because your top roller is in the top corner of the door, so I'll grab my kid's tablet as an example. I'll spin that around because it's just turned off. So if this is your sliding door, say there's your handle, you've got the top roller up here. If the bottom of this door is kicked out, you need to adjust this roller outwards, which will bring this corner in to the metal. So it kind of works that way. So you're looking for flush corners all the way round. The bottom roller will bring the door in, but the top corner out. And the same goes for this top roller, will bring the bottom corner out. So you're looking for a flush fit along this edge nearest the passenger door. So using the top and bottom rollers pushed in, that will bring the door in or out to the door. Or if you bring them kind of, I'm trying to do this so you can see it. Yes, by using a multitude of 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 here, you can adjust that door pretty much anywhere. It takes a lot of work. And I've been on one door for sort of 3 hours adjusting all of the points. So not only does it open and close correctly, but the the lock, which is at the rear of the door, sort of clicks in nicely. And then there's a pin at the front, or the pin that's mounted to the bodywork at the front. That slides in and out or up and down as well, just to get that all fitting. So grab somebody to help you. It's best to sort of remove the door completely at first, clean all of the locks, clean all of the runners. Removing the door is very, very easy as well. You just kind of know how to do it. And if you want to know how to do that, I can run through that very, very quickly as well. But yes, if you want to bring that bottom corner in, push the top roller out slightly. I hope that helps. Long description, but one I'm quite familiar with. Alex Renouf says, spent the weekend camping in the New Forest. Oh, that sounds nice. Do you know what? It's been years since I've been down in the New Forest, and I cannot wait to take my family down there as well. Look at Em. She says, I only watch my favourite person. I hope you're talking about me. No, I'm only kidding. Em says, CVC all the way. That's really, really nice of you. Ross has come back. He says, Lancia, Delta, Ferraris, VWs, bikes, literally everything from VW up to Ferrari, Pilotti, and of course, Ed's three-wheel Morgan. Sounds like a really, really good mix. I can't wait to see that. I need to see Ed's Morgan as well, because I've never really seen one in the flesh. Warren Silver Fox Build says, daughter's 16th, so no van this weekend yet. Tomorrow's on the card, so keep your eyes peeled on all the stories. Love the bags, by the way, Leigh. Your name badge is spelt wrong, by the way. Yes, my name is Leigh, spelt incorrectly today. Yeah, do you know what? I wore completely the wrong T-shirt today because I was jet washing outside in a new house. And yeah, it got a bit dirty. So in reality, this is all flicked and covered with crap all over. 89 Thunder Junkie. Yes, good evening, my man. He says, hey, Leigh, great to see you at the Heretics meet. He's the man with the LOT2. I watch a lot of classic car reviews. Hubnut. I'm a fan of classic vans and cars. Nice one. Yes, nice to meet you there the other day, my man. You've done a great job on your van. Yeah, it was good, actually. That first Heretics meet, that was really, really nice. Nice to meet the guys down there. We did our little walk around the warehouse. If you are fascinated to see how they do things at large warehouses and Heretics, it's a remarkable thing to see, actually, if you get down there to one of these Heretics meets. It's worth getting down there just so you can do a warehouse tour. And they're a great group of guys and gals down there as well. So a little shout out to Andy and Steph down at Heritage. Mossy's come back. He says, I watched part of a film called Ronin, a film set in Paris with Robert De Niro, the most brilliant car chase around the streets of Paris. I would put that up there, Moss, as one of my top 3 car chase movies is Ronin. Fucking brilliant. So good. Is it the BMW and the Audi racing around the streets of Paris, doing like reverse entry J turns and all sorts of stuff? Brilliant, brilliant. Stu MCP says, thanks for that. Spending the rest of the weekend finishing off the deadening and insulation. Why does everything take longer than you think? Then onto the carpeting. Yes, it does. It does. Especially with converting, and especially if you want to get it right. There's a lot of planning and a lot of labour involved as well. Mark Squires, I've just installed a 40 Winks combi bed this weekend. Great bit of kit. I had an issue where the rear wheel arches did not have the threaded insert, and the guys helped me out. Yeah, do you know what? They don't all come with that, and I think we spoke about that in our video. Depending on which van you had or what spec it had when it was built, you may or may not have that threaded section. So if that's the case in only vans we're working on, we put like an appropriate sized threaded. What's the word I'm looking for? Rivnet. That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah. Ross Homan says there's supposed to be a lot of supercars tomorrow. Oh, well, I might make a go up there. However, we are extremely busy with the house. Motivate says, my daughter, Malou, is asking, why do you know so much about campervans? It's been my life for... When did I buy my first campervan? Crikey. I bought my first campervan, funnily enough, was a Synchro. T3 Synchro, and I was still serving in the army, and I just sold my Beetle. I just moved back to the UK. So that would have been about 2005, 2006. So I've been into campervan since about 2004, 2005, 2006. But I've been into Volkswagen since I was about 7. And I've been reading the Volksworld magazine since I was about 11 years old. I'm now 39. So yeah, I've had a lot of... I have read and studied and done a lot of research for this job without even knowing it for years and years. And I do a lot of camping and I work a lot of vans. So that's why I know a lot. It's my job to know a lot, but thank you very much for asking. Darren Kirkby, sending you nothing but best wishes, buddy. So chuffed to see you doing well with something you'd always had a passion in. Much love. That's Darren Kirkby. Is that you, Darren, my man? He's a friend of mine who I used to serve with in Germany, in Herford, in Germany. Is that right? Is that you, Darren? Mate, that's really cool. Funnily enough, just talking about the military there. Yeah. What are you doing, my man? Be good to see what you're up to as well. That's really nice. Sending you nothing but best wishes, buddy. So chuffed to see you're doing well with something you've always had a passion in. Much love. That's really cool, man. Thank you very much. It's made my evening. Mark Squires says, for those bolts, I got 6 washers, but the how-to videos on uses 4. So what to do with the other 2? Well, if you've got a good fit and you've got some spares, rad. Adrian Johnson says, awning multi-rails for under £200. What's your thoughts on the best ones? At the moment, have the cheap roof rail one. Finding a chore, attaching and removing the awning. So, Adrian, I would say, and it's a bit biased because we sell one, but the Vamoose multi-rail. You can pick it up from us. We have them in stock, actually, for long wheelbase and short wheelbase vans. We can fit them too. The Vamoose multi-rails are excellent, and they are almost a carbon copy of, is it the Rimo multi-rail or Thule? Rimo multi-rail. And they're really good. But if you're having a chore attaching and removing the awning, are you using those figure of 8 rails and the Kadar or Kandar strips? I can never remember that. I'm sure it's Kadar strip. Are you using those with your awning? Because if not, you're missing a trick. Alex Renouf says, I watch a lot of overlanding YouTube, 4x Overland, Ronnie Dahl, Fire to Fork. That sounds good. Have you seen the guys from, oh my gosh, Dummy? Yeah. What was Gary and Tina's channel? Can you have a quick look for me, please? So, friends of ours, friends of the business, friends of mine. I've known Gary for, gosh, long time, over 10 years, maybe 15 years. Him and his wife and a friend of his, Matt, they travelled to basically China in some old military converted DAFs. Just Escape, _escape, I've just remembered. Just Escape on YouTube. Go and check out their effectively round the world trip and their DAFs. So good. And the cinematography is brilliant as well. So good. Darren says it is. Good evening, Darren. Oh my God. Darren, I still remember your BMW, my man. That was still a good car. If that is the car you had, I'm sure it was the BMW you had. Really nice. You're bringing back loads of memories in my head now of getting up to all sorts of trouble over in Germany. That's for another day, though. For sure. Motivate, she said, okay, thank you for explaining. Yeah, not a problem. Taxi driver, 39, you are just a youngin'. Yes, I feel just a youngin'. To be honest, I still feel like I'm 25 and I'm 40 at Christmas. But yes, I do, in reality, in the grand scheme of things, yes, just a youngin' still. But so are you, my man. So are you. We're all youngins, really. Warren Silverfox Build says, quick question, ever heard of Thermotechnica? They do a replica Truma D6E with all the warranties. They supply the Truma also, but it's double the price. Personally, want to keep all gas out of the van. I have not heard of Thermotechnica, actually. So, pray tell. That's really interesting. I'd like to keep all gas out of the van when we build the 2KT5, actually. So I am looking into lithium solutions because I would like to run everything off lithium and solar. Adrian Johnson says, yes, figure of eight I am using. Think it's because it's on top of the roof instead of on the side. Make life a lot easier. Yes, so the Vamoose or the multi-rail, they do fit on the side just above the door rail. They're a really nice thing and they double up as a gutter as well. So if you've got a high top or even a regular van, if you have just a tent type awning, none of the water from the roof will drip onto it. So they are a good solution. Alex says, just Googled it. Those things are massive. Yes, actually, if you go back through our Instagram feed, long time, probably 4 or 5 years on our Instagram, you will see that Gary used to work at Coombe Valley Campers for a little while. And not only did I think they stayed on site in one of those DAFs. A wonderful truck, Puddles, her name was. And yeah, they did all sorts of work on that truck. Then they sold her. Then they built the box body to their new camper van in our workshop too. That's not a bad idea. Em's just said, big 40 camp out. Yes, I'd love to do something like that, Em. You want to go camping at Christmas? Could be worth it. My birthday is on December 19th, so it could be worth it. Adrian Johnson says, we'll look on your website, my next purchase. Yeah, take a look at it, man. And if you're local, you can always come by and pick it up, like I say, or we can fit it for you. We can fit that in for you. Monkey Engine, kinging it in Custard the Van's worth of watch, pair of nutters. I think I've heard of that channel. Motivate. Oh, so I'm still definitely coming to you end of May for that diesel heater. Do I need to book in or anything, or just turn up? I'm sure you're booked in. I'm sure you're booked in, but email us just to double check. I'm not on the emails right now, but just email us just to make sure. But I'm pretty sure you're booked in. Yeah, big 40 camp out. So I know not everybody can make the campers and coffee always. And in fact, whereabouts are all of you located? What have we got? We've got 26 people watching right now. Whereabouts are you located? Just put a town, a city, north, south, east, west in the comments right now. Because we've got some ideas for like a traveling campers and coffee, a campers and coffee on tour, or a campers and coffee week. So I'm just trying to just put down where you are in the comments. Oh, Harrogate. I think we've spoken about this, but I was born in Harrogate. Harrogate, Berlin, Kent, Chester, Portsmouth, Findon Valley, Worthing. Okay, good, good. That's 6 of you. There's another 20 to leave a comment. I want to know where you are. Yes, because I'd love to do, and it probably won't be this year, more than likely next, but I'd love to do some sort of travelling campers and coffee. What do you reckon? I know people who've been watching a while, I've spoken about this before, but I'm actually getting serious. Kent, Hamburg, Bedford, brilliant. Northamptonshire, Ayrshire, Seaham. Where's Seaham? I've never heard of Seaham before. In the meantime, John Sear says, what is going to happen when fossil fuel engines are no more? What are the alternatives to a diesel heater? Do you know what I'm not actually worried about? I don't think fossil fuels are going to disappear in our lifetime, personally. You can think what you like, read what you like, I guess, but I really don't think we're going to be losing fossil fuels anytime soon. We'd be buggered for a start. I mean, there'd be no road haulage, would there? Or rail haulage. Justin Tipler near Brighton, Peacehaven. Warren Silver Fox builds. It's 1,500 quid. Looks identical. Over 3K for Truma. Uses all of the same heating elements as Truma. Okay. Ping me a message on Instagram, Warren, and I'll have a look into that. Cambridge, just south of Sunderland. Oh, okay. Cheers, John. Berkshire. Gary, you're 6 miles from me and G, lol. Yes, so in the meantime, what I'm thinking about, if you're Kent or in the surrounding areas, I'm thinking about doing maybe a monthly Campers and Coffee evening at B Road Hunting Club, which I think would be lovely. Just one evening a week, one evening a month down at B Road Hunting Club. We can just all meet down there, have a couple of beers, or, you know, have a meal down there, have a good chat and a meet up, and we can do some Campers and Coffee merch or whatever it is, some photo bits and pieces with your vans. That'd be good fun. Maybe get it on the YouTube channel as well. I'd love to do something like that. But yeah, we've got some exciting things for Campers and Coffee moving forward. And I've had inspiration from Hot Rod Power Tour. I'll leave it there. If you know Hot Rod Power Tour, you'll know what I'm talking about. Gary says, do you think a fully electric VW camper van will be a viable travel option any day soon? Yes. And we met the guys. If you have a look at our video when we went down to Heritage, you will notice a little ID Buzz with a set of roof bars, a roof tent, and an awning on it. We have been chatting to the guys at ID Camper. And they're not too far from us, so we're going to go down and pay them a visit soon. And they are, I believe they might be the UK's first ID Buzz converted into a camper. And he's developing a lot of new parts for the ID Buzz. So we're going to go down there and take Ali and our camera gear with us. So look forward to that one. Taxi driver, where is B Road? It's B Road Camping Club. B Road Hunting Club is in Kent. Stephen Newcomb, he says, evening Leigh, T6, I would like to sound deaden and insulate the rear floor. I have a 12mm floor down with a 9mm battens underneath. What can I use so it won't be too high for the higher side step? This came up earlier, actually. I would use the Dodomat product Dead Mat Duo. And that'll fit very, very nicely in between the battens, and it's very low profile. And even if it does... Basically, it's a two-layer system. It's got a 2mm sound deadening product, a butyl sound deadening product with a 5 or 6mm closed cell foam. So it's a two-layer product designed to sound deaden and insulate. Sorry, I've lost my train of thought. It's got 2mm sound deadening and a closed cell foam double layer. And it's designed for floors, and it will go beautifully on the ribs of your floor, in between your battens, and then your floor can screw down on top. And even if it does go above your batten layer, your floor will squish down that dual layer. So it's perfect for your floor. I hope that helps, Stephen. 89 Thunder Chunky says, was quite nice, the ID Buzz. Yeah, we had a nice chat with the guy, and he knew of Coombe Valley Campers and the channel anyway, so he's keen to work with us. So that'd be quite exciting. Monk Engine, Gerber Campers are looking into electric on their channel. Yes, I've heard that as well. So I look forward to that. Alex Chanouve says, have you considered doing any Coombe Valley Campers Velcro patches or badges? No, I hadn't. We had considered like the rubber keyring type badges. And we thought about like engraved things, but we're working with a designer who designed our new Campers and Coffee logo, which is lovely, by the way. And we have got new T-shirts, new stickers, new mugs, new bottles. We're even doing like a waxy tote type bag, which we're not selling as a tote bag, but we're selling it as or at least advertising it as a camping bag. Because sometimes you just need a bag to put wet gear in, or your laundry, or your ablutions to take, or your cleaning gear to take to the ablutions on a campsite. So we've got a really nice Campers and Coffee bag coming up as well. But Velcro patches badges, where would you put the Velcro patches badges, my man? On a rucksack? On, I don't know, the carpet lining in your van? Your bum bag? I don't know. Where would you put a Velcro patch? Dan's in. Good evening, Dan. He says, yo, G, sorry I'm late. You're not late, my man, because you can always watch it back if you want to. I know we've only got 20 minutes left of this session, which is turning out to be a lovely session today. So I really appreciate everybody being here and chatting away. Yes, on the carpet lining you sell. Yes, absolutely, Alex. I did think of that. Why not? Let's have a look into it. So, are you talking about embroidered, like scout badges, brownie badges, um, that type of embroidered badge, and then you put a backing on it so it can then Velcro onto things? Not a bad idea. Almost like the blue patches the police have on their body armor and stuff like that. Is that the sort of thing you mean? Because yeah, I do like the sound of that, and we've got people who can do it locally too. The people who do our Campers and Coffee hats and our Coombe Valley hats with a nice raised embroidery, they do that as well. Cool. Okay. Ems is like, yes, Alex. Yeah, excellent idea. Yeah, we'll look into that. We'll look into that. So to keep the chat sort of flowing and rolling, where is your? We might have little trips going on this year, but where is your big trip going to be this year? Has anybody got like a big camping trip? Is anyone going to the North Coast 500? Is anyone going down to Newquay for a week? Anybody going to Wales or the lakes or Europe? And what shows are you doing? I'd love to know what shows you're doing as well this year. Oh, bless him. Sorry. This is always funny when dogs do this, but Ronnie's got to the old REM stage of his sleep. Look. He'll start howling in a second as well. You know when the dogs are having a good sleep, when they start howling at you. Le Mans 100th TRH running. Is that the Le Mans 24 hour? Is that the one you're talking about? Do you know what? That film was on last night, wasn't it? The Ford versus Ferrari film was on last night. That was an excellent film. Mark Squires, on the combi bed for the wheel arch bolts, there are 6 washers. Oh, hang on. Have I gone? On the combi bed for the wheel arch bolts, there are 6 washers with the kit. But in the how-to videos, only 4 are used. So what do I do with the other 2? I'm going to have to get back to you there, Mark, because it's been a very long time since I've fitted one. It was even longer time since I've filmed the video. And if I don't have an answer for you, Mark, maybe if you were to email us, info@coomvalleycampers.co.uk, just ping us a quick email, just say, Leigh, watched you on the live. I've got 6 washers for my combi bed. I only use 4. What do I do with the other 2? I'll go ahead and I'll rewatch the video, and if I can't answer your question, I'll have a chat with Ryan, who is the inventor of the combi bed, and I shall ask him for you directly. Oh yes, G. He's going to California, Arizona, and Nevada. Not jealous. You can take that comment down, G, you bugger. Thunder Chunky says, I did forget my CVC cap. Could have done with it in the rain. Yeah, it was a little bit wet, didn't it? Gee, not in the bus though. Gary Owen, the Loire Valley in France. The Loire Valley. Dom, is that where we went, Loire Valley? No, we went to the Dordogne. But Loire Valley, very nice too. Very nice too. Jesus, Big Ron. Yeah, man, Big Ron. The 100th running this year. Mate, that's cool. The Le Mans 24 hour. Monkey Engine says, Isle of Man in 4 weeks, but on the bike. Very nice. Warren Silver Fox Build says, remove before flight style keyring embroidered would be sweet. I like the sound of that. Yes, I do like the sound of that. I love a remove before flight tag. So cool. John says, I cheated and went for some Ibiza sun. Camping in Berwick upon Tweed in about a month. Awesome. Do you know what? Yesterday, my cousin invited me up to her land. She and her fella, they have just a small plot of land local to us, and they've had it a couple of years now, but they're now at the stage where they can start improving it, because he's going to be using it for his outdoor training. He teaches things like outdoor skills to kids and stuff like that. And we went up there yesterday, and they had a fire going, and the kids were playing on the swing, and the dog was having a blast. And it was just nice being outside, making a fire, playing in the woods. Oh, it's just so good. I cannot wait to get camping again. It's been too long. Like, it's May tomorrow, and I still haven't been camping this year, but we've just been so busy. It's been crazy. We did travel to Poland. That was quite good. Mark Square says, cheers, Lee, will do. Stu MCP, there is a firm in Yorkshire, I think, who convert vintage vehicles, including campers. They have a YouTube channel, but it's very expensive. I'd like to, yeah, let me know who that is, Stu. Alex Renouf says, Maldives in September. Oh, there's a dream holiday. That sounds amazing. Dan says, what about you, my man? Any big trips? What big trips? Do you know what? We've booked 2 weeks to go to Europe, but we haven't got any plans yet. We normally don't. We normally book a ferry or a train and then just see where the road takes us. But we are, in 3 weeks, we're taking Bully down to Newquay for the first run to the sun in 11 years. I think did we go to the last one? We didn't go to the last one, did we? No, it was before we were married. I think we went to run. 2010. There we go. 2010 was the last one we went to. I think they did a couple more and then stopped the show. But yes, 3 weeks time. So I've got some work to do on Bully in the next 3 weeks. That's for sure. Dan says, oh, Mega, have a great time. Why did it stop? I have no idea why it stopped. I think it lost its essence. I think Run to the Sun may have changed ownership. And I think it lost direction a little bit and then they knocked it on the head. But I believe the event or the brand has been taken over by other people. And if you wanted tickets to this year's event, you had to have a car, I think it was pre-83 and older. Like you couldn't turn up in a T5, a T6, anything like that. You had to have a pre-83 vehicle and over to go to this year's Run to the Sun. So we just qualified with Bully. Convert to electric, hang on. There's a firm in Yorkshire who I think convert vintage vehicles, including campers. They have a YouTube channel, but it's very expensive. It's a thing we've always considered, was converting something to electric, Stu. I'm still not completely sold on the whole idea. I think they're amazing. And the technology behind electric vehicles and electric tools and electric vacuum cleaners or battery-powered vacuum cleaners, everything, I think it's all amazing. Whether I think it's still ethical, whether it's this, I don't know. I don't know enough. I haven't read enough facts. Let's put it that way, because I'm not just going to give you my opinion, because my opinion is based on my feelings rather than my knowledge at this time with regards to electric vehicles. But I do know that harvesting the products and mining the products to make a huge quantity of lithium-ion battery, is it just better for the environment to buy an old van and keep running that? Because, and I forget the name of it, the word, but there is a word that I heard the other day that say if I was to buy a 50-year-old car versus an electric car or a Prius or whatever it is, it would cost more for me to go and buy that car brand new, and it would be worse for the environment to me. It would be worse for the environment for me to buy that car brand new than it would be for me to buy a used car that's been run into the ground already, that has, I want to say, used up its resources. What's the damn word now? There is a word that basically means the trade-off between the amount of energy it took to make versus the amount of energy it's provided, or I think you know what I mean. What's the word? Do you know the word I'm thinking of? I'm going to have to find it again now. I'll find it and then I'll put it in the comments or something. But yes, I'm waffling now, but I feel that I'm not buying one anytime soon, let's put it that way. Whether I convert one another day with some used lithium batteries or something, I don't know. But I'd love to, because it's something I've always wanted to do. Start with the Beetle, start small, then maybe move up to a camper van. We'll see. Sorry for waffling. Taxi driver says, I think they should do a similar film to Ronin around the narrow streets and back alleyways around the city of Bath. This would make a great film location, starring myself. Get it done, my man. Put the application in. That'd be fun. Dan Longhurst says, Transport HQ are building a full EV T5 at the moment, I hear, with the goal of being a track weapon. Yes, aren't they using... I'm sure they're using a Tesla motor in it. They bought a brand new transporter, not even the EBT electric version. And then, yeah, I'm sure they've put Tesla running gear in it. I know it's a long-standing project because I'm sure that would take a long, long, long time. Gosh, we're at 50 minutes, people. There are 22 of you watching with only 10 thumbs up. Where are you? Where are my thumbs up people at? Come on, peeps. I'd love for you to put your thumbs up, or not in the comments, but there will be a thumbs up button somewhere around here. So if you have the ability, or if you wouldn't mind, or if you've learned something, or you've been happy enough to tolerate my waffling for the last 50 minutes, I'd love for you to do a little thumbs up for us. That would be fantastic. Thank you very much. Monkey Engine said, definitely better for the environment to keep all the old vehicles on the road. It's all politics. Do you know what? I'm going to have to do a sort of Google search to know what that word is. No, I can't do it now. I'll have to put it in the comments later. What is the word? It's going to bug me now. It's going to absolutely bug me. John Sear says, Tesla are developing a sodium battery with no precious metals or minerals. That'd be interesting. I'd love to see that. And my mum's in on the chat. Good evening. How are you? She's put a smiley face. Yeah, so yes, 9.5 minutes left, people. Have you got any questions for us? Any more comments? Any more bits and pieces you may have seen on our social media this week that you'd like more answers to? Oh, by the way, this week we have a 50% sale on our Campers and Coffee gear. So it's sorry? Up to, not 50. Sorry, I've been shouted at. Up to 50% off our Campers and Coffee gear. So it's all the t-shirts and things that we have left over from last year. They're still beautiful t-shirts. They're still brand new in the box. But because we're bringing in a new range, we are offering huge discounts on our Campers and Coffee gear in the next couple of weeks. So keep your eyes on the social media. So that is on the Coombe Valley Campers social media on Instagram, or coomvalleycampers.co.uk, or the Campers and Coffee social media, or campersandcoffee.co.uk. MZ12, why can't we do engine fuel Back to the Future with drinks and waste food? Ah, yes. Oh, what's it called? Mr. Fusion. Yes. Yeah, just chuck an orange peel in it, half a can of Coke, chuck it in there. Yeah, that'd be brilliant. On-board waste disposal and energy power station, that'd be cool. Is the word carbon footprint? No, it's not carbon footprint. It's a word that explains that you've used up all of your pollution. No, my God. Right, I know where to find this word, and I'm gonna find it very, very quickly, because it's on a roadkill episode, and David Freiberger is talking about it. Roadkill, and he raced a 1974 Gremlin against a Prius, and he explains that he feels it's better for him to drive a 1970s Gremlin rather than a Prius because it takes so much energy to do so. Do they actually have any more roadkill episodes on YouTube anymore? I don't think they do. Roadkill Prius. They don't have the whole episode here anymore. That's a shame. They just have the highlights. I'll have to look for it elsewhere. Oh, here we go. G says Porsche developing a synthetic fuel that will save us all. I still like the idea of the what's the other one? There's another fuel as well, isn't there? Right, 1 second. Prime. So I have Motor Trend on my Prime subscription. Does anybody else watch Motor Trend channel on Prime? Prime Video. Em says, how quick has this hour gone? It has, yeah. I really want to find this word now. Who's going to stick around whilst I find this word? And because I looked at it thinking I've got to remember that word because I'm going to need to use it. And lo and behold, 3 days later, I bloody use it. Right, subscriptions, Motor Trend, home, store, channels. There we go, channels. It's not going to find it for me, is it? That's such a shame. That is such a shame. I'm going to put it on the TV behind you lot. See if I can find it. Lots of race series are now using synthetic fuels. G says, I'm in. MC says, I won't sleep until you don't say the word. It'll come to you when you stop trying to remember it. I need to know this word now. Yeah, okay, right. The telly's behind you, in front of me. And I have to find this word now. So I've got to now go onto Prime to find... Yeah, screw it. We're in it. Let's do it. Launch. Come on. Oh my gosh. Anyway, what's everybody doing tomorrow? What are you doing on your bank holiday? Are you doing any May Day celebrations? We're very fortunate that we live in the town next door to Hastings, and they have the huge bike run. Yes, it's emissions offsetting, Alex, but there is a word, and it's a very, well, it's not an intellectual word. It's a word I know, but only once I've read this. Yes. So, what are people doing for bank holiday? M says hairdressing. What, you're doing the hairdressing, or right, roadkill? There we go. Are you having your hair cut? Sanding, says G. John said tomorrow is finishing the van floor. Adrian Johnson says, watching you find this word. Brilliant. Where is this? So, does anybody watch Roadkill on YouTube or Motor Trend? Is it just me, this sad? Right, where's the damn channel? There's the channel. Where's the video? Is it season 1 or season 2? Do excuse me whilst I have a bit of my vape here. Right, it's not that. It's the Prius smash. They do the Prius smash, and they talk about this bloody thing. What the hell is it now? No, it's... Oh my gosh. No. I will find the word. Because everybody's heard about the word. There we go. Right. Exology. No, Googling like crazy. Monkey Engine, North Wales for the day. Not jealous at all. I want to be in North Wales. My wife went up to North Wales last week. Whereabouts are you going? Right, let's keep this volume down. Right, so this is the episode. This is Roadkill the show. Let's hear if he talks about it. Come on. The idea behind this episode is to do a shootout of a 75 AMC. I'm watching whilst watching you. But you know what? Not everything goes as planned on Roadkill. I bought the Gremlin for I've only watched Roadkill when I met up with Mighty Carmod. Yeah, that was really, really good. 6 years ago, I really thought that I was going to make a project. Okay, you going to watch this with me? I ended up shoving it in this and it sat here for 3 or 4 years untouched. Right, so that is David Freiberger, who I met, by the way. Roadkill came to the UK. The Toyota Prius is the hybrid greenie car that hot rodders love to hate. It's coming up. What I'm going to do is compare that Prius to my 75 Gremlin. See, when the Gremlin came out in 1970, it was sort of the Prius of its time, along with the Ford Pinto and the Chevy Vega. Turn it up.
It was a small economy car, the first time that domestic automakers had really worried about that type of thing. But my argument is that as a hot rodder who wants to drive an old car every day, this Gremlin makes more sense than the Prius. It was $700, so I don't care what the difference in gas mileage is. It's going to take forever for you to actually justify the price of the Prius because it gets better mileage. And from an environmental point of view, the Gremlin has long since amortized its manufacturing.
Amortized. Listen to this. Amortized. There's the word. And we did it all before. We've just gone over the hour. 60 minutes and 16 seconds. Hang on. Listen to this. If you can hear this.
Worried about that type of thing. But my argument is that as a hot rodder who wants to drive an old car every day, this Gremlin makes more sense than the Prius. It was $700, so I don't care what the difference in gas mileage is. It's going to take forever for you to actually justify the price of the Prius because it gets better mileage. And from an environmental point of view, the Gremlin has long since amortized its manufacturing pollution. That's gone. Whereas the Prius is truly an environmental disaster when it comes to manufacturing. Hence, Gremlin.
It has long since amortized the pollution it took. So Google amortized now. Amortization. There we go. There you go. New live with Leigh on Sundays, watching what you're watching. Yeah, isn't that like Gogglebox? Amortized. Right, someone Google amortized and put the description, put it down in the comments so people know. Amortization. I heard the word, paused the video, then Googled it to see what it is. Oh my gosh. Yes, and if you don't watch Roadkill, see if you can watch some episodes on YouTube. I think Motor Trend have ripped all the originals down, but there are people still. There we go. Dan Longhurst has done it. Gradually write off the initial cost of an asset over a period the vessel's owners could not amortize their high capital cost. Reduce or pay off a debt with regular payments. 80% of the proceeds had been used to amortize the public debt. Fancy new word, right? Amortized. So the Gremlin has long since amortized the pollution it took to manufacture, whereas the Prius is an ecological disaster. There we go. There we go. That's my argument with driving an old car versus a new car. The energy it takes not only to make a lithium-ion battery and the car and everything else versus finding a crappy old van, putting a crappy old engine in it and then just driving it and enjoying it. I think that's better for the planet, personally. I don't know your thoughts. Just my opinion. Who knows? Anyway, I'm going to call it now. That is 62 minutes and 51 seconds. Thank you very much. We shall call it at 65 minutes. How's that? How's that? Yeah, good evening this evening. That was fun. There's only 18 of you left, but we've got 17 thumbs up. So, yeah. Really enjoyed that, actually. So thank you very much, everybody. Em says, what a perfect ending. Haha, I will sleep tonight now. Yes. Alex says, yeah, especially as the battery will usually only last 10 years. Mark Squires, appreciate. We found the word, Mark, amortized. Didn't Top Gear do something with a Prius and an M5? I don't know. I haven't seen that one. M says, night all. Monkey Engine says, thanks, Leigh. Bye. GW says, look at what's going on in lithium and cobalt mines and tell me electric cars are saving the planet. Right? Absolutely. Taxi driver says, I think that these battery cars are bad ethics. Dan says, much love, brother. Just so you know, Leigh, I'm home and out of hospital. Thank you very much, my man. I did read your comment. Sorry, it's been a crazy week, as you know. But yes, good night, everybody. Thank you very, very much for tuning in. Thank you very, very much for sticking around. It's been fun. I've even had one of my old army buddies who I haven't seen or heard of for... Of course, I was out of the army in 2008, and I last served with him in Germany in 2003, 2004, maybe. So yeah, maybe 20 years. 2005, I think, the last time I worked with him. So yeah, 18 years was the last time I spoke to him. And he follows us on YouTube, which is wonderful. Anyway, lots of love, people. Have a good evening. Have a great bank holiday. And we shall talk more about the B Road Hunting Club thing. Keep an eye on our social media. All right? Good night, everybody. Have a good evening. turn off.